China takes its name from its first emperor, Qin Shi Huang, who conquered 6 kingdoms to create the Empire of China over 2 centuries before the birth of Christ. The first emperor was a brutal man with an enormous ego, and he only ruled China for 11 years. During the Qin Dynasty, the period when men of the Qin family ruled China, China's boundaries looked like this, and the country was considerably smaller than it is today. Surprisingly, a large number of things created during the ancient Qin Dynasty have survived to this day. Perhaps the most interesting of them is the emperor's silent army seen here. It consists of thousands of realistic life-size clay statues that were buried near his tomb and that were intended to protect him in the afterlife. No doubt, many of the soldiers represented here helped the first emperor conquer the kingdoms from which he forged the original empire of China. And these soldiers also would have helped to enforce his harsh laws, collect his heavy taxes, and carry out his command that all books in the defeated kingdoms, except medical books, be destroyed by fire. The second and most famous legacy of the Qin Dynasty is the winding stone barrier seen here, called the Great Wall of China. In order to keep invaders out of his empire, the first emperor ordered the construction of the Great Wall in the year 214 BC. Although little of the original wall remains today, it linked together several already existing shorter walls, and over the centuries, the Great Wall of China grew to be many thousands of miles long. The first emperor relied on the forced labor of as many as 1 million people to build the Great Wall, which resulted in an enormous and tragic loss of life. And in the end, both the ruthless exploitation of people and the waste of China's financial resources led to the downfall of the Qin Dynasty.